Hello folks, this is Karen with DeDominicis knives. Ronnie is the one most of you are familiar with. He makes his own custom knives and probably you've seen his videos on how to make a knife. I'm his wife and I do the Kydex work. Hi, he's at work right now so I'm making my own video to show y'all his latest design and to show you this custom sheath that I made for a customer recently. So this is his newest knife. It's his Texas Rattler Bowie. He's made it out of 80 CRV2 steel. He did a hand satin finish on the front. He left the scale with a forged look on the face. He's got his custom jimping here with a thumb rest. It's made out of thick steel. He has used canvas micarta scales and he's done his own Dremel work on the scales. Stainless steel hollow pin tubing, and then he's got stainless steel bolsters here that the customer specifically requested, and he's left the scale, a little bit of scale on those as you can see, to kind of match the face of the knife as well. And then it's all set together with black spacers in there. He's also got this design on the back end, if you can see that pretty well. Just an added extra little touch he likes to put on some of his knives. But this is his Texas Rattler Bowie, so if you're interested in that, you can contact him and work on an order for that, design your own handle, etc. This is the sheath that I made for this customer. What he requested was a sheath that could accommodate this little guy right here. He is getting this knife for a friend, and he made this ferro rod himself for his friend and wanted to incorporate it into the sheath. So before I tell you about that, let me just tell you the basics of the sheath. I used this as my pattern to make the sheath, and then I left an offset, you can see here, so that you can reach your hand in there easily to use the thumb rest and pull out the knife and not have it too crowded. And then I've used leather. This is what I call my leather belt loop dangler system. These pieces of leather you can get at Hobby Lobby. They sell a large pack of leather in various colors, dark brown, light brown, gray, etc. that you can use. They just call it scrap leather, and I believe it's $9.99. Use your 40% off coupon they give you once a week. I also get these pieces at Hobby Lobby as well. If you get them on sale, they're only about 50 cents a piece. And then I attach it with Torx screws and slotted posts there and here. What you can use here is some snaps, which would make it easier to open and close, so that's another option you can use there. Everything else has the Torx screws, etc. And the slotted posts for attaching, we get those from Knife Kits, which is also where I like to buy my Kydex. And then this guy here is removable, but it's also custom made specifically for this ferro rod. So you just undo the leather cord that's on there, you pull the striker out of the end, and now using the thumb rest here you can pull this ferro rod right out. This is the ferro rod that he made for his friend. It's very vintage looking. I love it. I think it's a great little piece and I was glad to be able to incorporate it. This is what the attachment looks like without it in there, and then you can just slide it in, snaps right in, has its own click and retention. This would just slide back in the end right here, and then you would wrap the cord back around it, etc. The other thing that I have it set up for is to be removable. So he can just remove this if he wants. If he doesn't want to be lugging around his ferro rod on a daily basis. And it still has eyelets in there, so it's still a solid piece. Has a drain hole at the end. You can see it all together. I like the dangler system because it allows a lot of playroom for moving around. It's not so stiff on the hip when you're wearing it. These are the slotted posts that I like to use. I think they have a nice rugged look on the sheaths, and these are the little Torx screws that I use. We try and always get stainless steel and then they're coated black oxide so that they won't rust. Put the attachment back on. I just wanted to show it to you one more time. Most people are used to these ferro rods, and you'll see Kydex sheath makers attach these very nicely to your Kydex sheath in different ways. But in this case, this guy had this real nice handmade ferro rod, which I think we put on here real well. The nice thing also about the leather belt loop dangler system is that it gives it an authentic look. A lot of people still like the idea of leather sheaths, but with high carbon steel knives, Kydex is really beneficial because it prevents your knife from rusting as quickly. You don't have to worry about oxidation as much with the retention of water that some of the leather sheaths tend to have, or retention of moisture rather. So this still gives you somewhat of a leather feel and look, but in a Kydex sheath. So if y'all have any questions or comments, please let us know. You can subscribe to us. You can see our website, DeDominiCiKnives.com, or check us out on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.